I'm coming back live. There's some more. I found another channel with the ICE protests in Minneapolis. I'm on flip the camera around. I love y'all. More importantly, Jesus loves you. Don't forget about Mark 16:16. Whosoever believeth in me and is baptized will be saved, but whosoever doesn't believe in me is already condemned. Amen. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Y'all watch it. And I got to go in here and take a break. And gone. Y'all please like, subscribe, hit the like button. Share it. I'll be back here in a minute.
I wanted to point out that Border Patrol is allowing just that guy, the racist guy, to stand in the street. Nobody else, everybody else who was standing in the street has been pushed onto the sidewalk, but except for the racist guy, they're allowing him to stay there on the street, right in front of them.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, yeah. How you doing? Yeah, yeah, I'll talk. Sure. Yeah, my name's Chris Foreman. I'm from Apple Valley. I served in the U.S. military for 20 years. I started out in 3rd Ranger Battalion, and then I ended put in an OCS packet, went through Officer Candidate School, became an officer. Went through all that training, and then I was in Hawaii, took a platoon over to Afghanistan, and then from there I became a captain. Went back over as a battle captain in Iraq, came back, and then I went back over in 2010 as a commander at 82nd Airborne. Then I came back, and then I transitioned to what they call functional area, and I became a public affairs officer. So I worked with media and stuff. And then I retired after I got shot in an insider attack in 2014. I was medically retired. Finished up my last 2 years at their Special Forces group, working with them for communications and public affairs stuff. So I had some really good soldiers there. And then I was medically retired, and then I came back to Minnesota. I've been here for about the last 7.5 years, and I'm just amazed that I don't know why we have Border Patrol in Minnesota. They should be down on the border working cartels, dangerous actual criminals.
Students today face AI slop and false information. Help them navigate it with confidence using Chickology. Hundreds of resources, completely free. All organized, customizable, and easy to find. Start teaching news and media literacy today with Chickology.
I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. And I was sitting drinking coffee this morning, and I watched what happened yesterday. I watched the video. That officer should have never drawn his weapon. All you had to do was step up to the right side of that vehicle. She already had her tires turned, and one of them yelled at her to get out, and the other one was going for the door, so she probably got confused. And there was no reason to kill her. No. And, I coach little soccer kids over here. at these soccer fields, and I saw I was like, what are they doing over here by our soccer fields? So I just told my wife, hey, I need to go out and show my face and support Minnesotans, support some of the civilians here, and tell these guys that, well, one, their leadership, I don't know what their leadership's telling them, but they should be telling them to come out here to beat up anybody. Okay, so.
Based on your experience, would you consider this overseeing not just
Oh, yeah.
but would you consider what Border Patrol actually doing?
Yeah, I mean, they're terrorizing the population. I was just saying, like, one, in Afghanistan, we never wore masks. I went on 4 deployments. The only time we would wear, like, a face covering is maybe if it was cold and my guys were on a, you know, you were pulling security somewhere, or maybe it was dusty, you wore a shamag or whatever. But we didn't wear masks. Again, this officer is not wearing a mask. He's one of the leaders. That's smart. No one here is going to be going after him. If you're fighting the actual cartels and you're on the border, fine. If you want to protect your identity, totally makes sense. But they're wearing all this gear for no reason. This is coming from the top. They shouldn't have. They should have low vis, bulletproof vests, or they should wear their fucking vests underneath a smock. If you're going to be doing this, ICE should not be running around. None of these guys should be running around in plate carriers. They're against civilians, and they just got this huge budget. So why are they not wearing low vis stuff? You know, it just makes no sense. It's here to intimidate everyone here, and they're trying to get. And then obviously Bovino, I mean, he took some glamour shots with a trench coat, and they're just trolling people. Yeah, he took it with a trench coat that looked like he was some SS officer, literally. I was just like, I'm a history guy. I studied history, European history, World War II, and then as an officer, we studied a lot of history in the military. When I was at Captain Maneuver Career Course, we studied history. I mean, come on, you don't do this. I'll be honest, in Afghanistan, there's a thing called Pashtunwali. You know, if you came in and you intimidated the local populace like this and you beat up a bunch of people, they would hit back. That's how it works there. Americans are just very nice. They're out here protesting. Again, if these guys weren't here, none of these people would be here. The other thing is, ICE needs to be observed. So if you got bystanders who are trained, which I've seen, I haven't gone any training, but I've seen flyers for it. You go to training and you're there to document what they're doing. And yeah, you shouldn't get in their way, but you're there to document. And so I was trying to figure out there was no reason for that guy to kill her. It's like, and they showed up one day early. It just is weird. Like, Bovino shows up, and then they kill a woman, a young mother, or middle-aged mother. I'd say young because I'm 53, and there's just no reason for it. And then the training on that guy, and I just think Minnesota needs to indict him and bring him back here, and let's adjudicate that through the system. And because what it sounds like is the federal, I don't know, I hope the federal DOJ fucking prosecutes him, and they should.
So we just got news today, just a few minutes ago, that the FBI is refusing to work with local.
Of course they are. Yeah. Because
so local law enforcement cannot obtain the evidence from the crime scene.
Yeah, they're going to make it really hard for us to obtain so they can indict that guy. That's what they're going to try to do. The thing is everyone's a history. I'm a history person, and I understand that. Eventually there will be justice, and it'll come around. It might take a little bit. It might take until the next administration, because this administration is not going to. They're here to put people here to intimidate civilians. I don't know why they're in American cities doing this. They say they're here to get like dangerous criminals, but again, the statistics that have been put out by multiple news organizations, is that they're not getting most of the criminals. They're going to get the easy targets. Again, when you're going after the Taliban hierarchy, yeah, it's easy to get the low-level guys, but your job is to try to you want to get the higher-level guys so you can break it up, right? So actual criminals, yeah, but going after mom and pop who are just trying to, live and trying to figure stuff out, we have all kinds of reasons for people to be here. So, I saw that video where there was a pregnant woman and an ICE agent put his name. There's no reason for that. That's just out of control behavior, and it makes these guys look bad. It makes these guys look bad to the public, and most of them are just low-level workers trying to do their job on the border. They're trying to keep America safe, and they shouldn't be in Minnesota. But again, when other agents are not trained, poorly trained, we saw a video like what was that? The Dean Cain actor dude tried to go through the training and like could barely make it. Like, who are we hiring? And then they won't give out information on who's going through the training. What training do they have? Who's their leadership? What training does the leadership have? They won't tell me. That's not transparent. That's not how a law enforcement agency should be operating in the U.S.
And you know, it's not the first time they shot.
No, they've shot. Yeah, and then they lied about it. Yeah, and then yesterday they lied about it and said that she's a mother of a young kid is a domestic terrorist because she was a bystander who probably went through the training here, was told, hey, go follow ICE, document what they're doing, and then killed her. And there was no reason. And I watched that video at least 30 times yesterday. I was incensed this morning. I haven't come out to this stuff. I don't come out to this. I went to one protest with my wife. It's not that I don't, I support, I'm definitely a DFLer in Minnesotan. You know, on my Facebook, I let everyone know. I'm an ex-communicator from the military, so I know how to communicate. I'm going to tell you like it is, and usually I'm dropping about 10 F-bombs, but since I'm talking to you guys, I'll try not to. But I just think there's no reason for plate carriers. There's no reason for all the, as they call it, in Rangers we call it the Gucci gear. You don't wear Gucci gear to talk to civilians. When I was in Afghanistan, and I was going in to talk to civilians as a commander at 82nd Airborne, we took off all of our gear, put it in the truck, all of our combat gear, no mask, in the truck, and most of my soldiers did too, other than the local perimeter. And then we went and talked to the local leader, the local mayor in Afghanistan, as you call him, because we were trying to create a partnership. And you don't gain partnership by coming out here and sending all your dudes with plate carriers. And we got guys with silencers over here. Okay, if they're the special ops team or they're the special reaction team, they should be back in the parking lot. They shouldn't be showing their stuff. There's no reason for that. They're doing it to intimidate a bunch of old people. I'm 53. There's a lot of old people out here. We're incensed because somebody came in here who's untrained and he could have got out of the way. All he had to do is take a step out. There's no reason for him to try to pull. They're told, I watched on CNN where somebody read the DHS standard operating procedure, and what we call an SOP, and it said, you do not block vehicles, you don't shoot at vehicles going away from you. You look at her tires. I told everyone yesterday, I said, all you got to do to know that she wasn't charging him was her tires are fully turned, and she was trying to just get around that car on the right side. And that officer came around, and then because he was too close, or he stepped into the vehicle, he had his weapon out, he shot her for no reason. And then it was like he went after her, like he was chasing her to kill her. That's yeah. Before she was, yeah. So again, I watched it. I was incensed. I said that is just wrong. And then the problem is it makes all these guys look bad. And there's probably good people here. There's good people in the programs. Okay, what we know about ICE in the past is they went and actually got bad people. The other thing is the problem is it's not these guys either. This administration, the Democrats and Republicans, you can say both. We haven't taken care of, our Congress hasn't settled the immigration issue. And they screamed Biden let all these people in. Well, one, they lied a lot, so we can't really trust all their numbers. And then they break down our organizations, they break down our government. So then our government isn't like, people don't trust the government. But why are you doing that? The goal is these guys want to have trust. Their moms and dads, and they work. How do you do? I don't understand why you would break trust with your own civilians. Yeah.
Y'all hit the like button. I'm back. How's it going, Mr. Empire? God bless you.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I thought yesterday. I was like, I don't know. I would like to have been in the team room before those guys went out, and some of these guys, and I'd like to hear what the team leaders and some of these leaders are telling the foot soldiers, as we say. It's okay. So we have a thing in the military called commander's intent. Okay, so if I go into a village and I say, hey, listen up, we're going in, we're doing an aid package, we got these vet techs and these doctors, and we're going to go in and work with their animals and the people, and we're going to do a med cap or something. I don't tell my soldiers, hey, you need to go in, make sure you show force, I want you to be cover everything. We're going to go in hard. We're going to do this. No, I'm going to say, hey, listen, we're going into a civilian village. Intel is telling me, these guys have intel people. It tells them these are all civilians. They probably know who some of that stuff. But you don't tell them, hey, we're going to go in there and do this. You give a commander's intent that's like, hey, we're going to go into this area. We're going into a village. We're doing a med cap to work with medical, whatever. We're going to be helping them. So I need you guys, make sure you're not looking intimidating. Let's do everything right. I still go through the same battle drills, everything else, like if we were to take contact. But we go in, we take our gear off. I go and talk to civilians with nothing on, just myself with my face. And whenever I went and talked with Shura leaders or local Afghan leaders, there was always Taliban in the crowd. There's always Taliban. And they know who I am. And some of them I knew who they were, kind of knew who they were. But I wasn't afraid. That's my job is here. Why are you afraid of civilians? Yeah, I think they're being told to do that. There's a couple of them that are brave, or at least they're at least trying to say transparent. Putting a face mask up is not being transparent. You're supposed to be law enforcement. You're supposed to be protecting people. You're supposed to be doing your job. Okay? Politics, I got the politics, but Congress needs to do their job. They need to get together and get a good immigration bill put together that's acceptable. And they need to take it all the way up to Trump. And if he doesn't want to do it, then the people need to go and vote. We need to hit the midterms and vote. If the Minnesota GOP is going to go to Congress yesterday and trash our whole state and try to say every Somali is a fraudster, I'm a coach. I coach soccer over here. I coach all kinds of kids. I coach all the kids. Okay. I coach Somali kids. I grew up in Minnesota when we had the Vietnamese parents came over. One of my best friends is named Chamadi Young. He came from Cambodia. His family fled the Khmer Rouge. His brother was shot in the knee. He came to they lived in my neighborhood. I met his parents. His dad was a public works contractor, like he did all the roads in Cambodia and stuff. So, and then his son now, I think Chamadi Young is a doctor here. His wife was we were at Rosemont High School. His wife came in from Japan as an international student and fell in love, and they got married, and she's a doctor. So immigrants come here, and what do? They become doctors, they can become administrators, they become professionals. Their parents are trying to make a better life. Most people that come to America are trying to do that. And to label people domestic terrorists yesterday that was outrageous. It's just outrageous, and our Congress needs to get control. Our Congress needs to push back really hard, because it's just so simple. I'm scratching my head. Why is Border Patrol here? These guys want to be fighting the cartels on the border, not standing with a bunch of, Minnesotans. And we know, with arms with nothing. Most of my signs and cameras, old people, and then we have these instigators that have come to Minnesota to lie about our people, to lie about our state. It's I worked misinformation. So at Group, we worked in Northwest Africa. So I worked with Burkina Faso. I sent guys like you with cameras to Chad, Lake Basin area, Mali, Niger. You guys remember when Third Group had some guys killed in Niger, right? Well, they were trying because Boko Haram, and they got ambushed, right? So the job of Group is to go into these flashpoints and try to stabilize, okay? Border Patrol's not here to stabilize anything in Minnesota. They're coming here to intimidate because their leadership, for some reason, has it in their head. That's what they want to do, and I don't understand why. Why are they attacking our states? And then the blue state, red state shit. I'm trying to imagine if, like, Biden or Obama or even George Bush sent troops into Texas claiming, oh, there's too many undocumented immigrants. I'm going to show you. That's crazy. Why are they sending them to our state? There's no reason for it. And I felt incensed. I was drinking my coffee, and I'm a loudmouth on Facebook and all my social media because that's how I was trained at DINFOS, which is the Defense Information School. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get off my ass, come out here and fucking support my residents, my neighbors. That's where I coach soccer kids, right over here. I knew they were at the National Guard building. These guys should be ashamed of what that officer did yesterday. and there's no reason for it. And again, they're here to intimidate. And I can break it down. They have little special teams within Border Patrol that are more of their high special teams. I have soldiers that work in Border Patrol. They have their lower agents who just work daily stuff. They work the border, and then they have guys out here with suppressors on their weapons. There's no reason for that. Again, the plate carriers, that must be from high. They should be wearing low-vis body armor underneath smocks. Even the ICE people, I don't remember them wearing all this gear a few years ago, right? They went and got criminals in high-risk areas. Why are they wearing all this stuff? They're wearing shit they're in the Stack and Ranger Regiment and they're going in on a fucking tier 1 target. These guys aren't with tag. They're not with anyone. There's some guys should be trained, but they should be on the border fighting the cartels. Why are they here intimidating local Minnesotans? Nice to meet you. I've seen you. I watched you in Mercado. My sister, when
One second, guys. I got to change the battery. Hold on.
He was there. My sister's husband was starting a part, and Mercado was telling people, "Hey, what is this issue?"
He told me.
Yeah.
Rescue with
Yeah, they had rescued the cat.
Yeah.
My sister was getting all her kids in her van. Yeah, that happened.
Sorry guys, I think he's changing his battery. Pray everybody's having a blessed day. The storm's gone, they done passed us. Now the sun's out. Sorry y'all, I was eating a little brunch while y'all was watching. Well, hot sauce is hot. I ate a couple of burritos. It was pretty good. Let me see if you don't come back home, y'all, I'll find another one. Or just in there ain't but one person in there.
Jihadists are not done. Allah promises death to America. Ain't that sleeper terror?
It's back on now, guys. I don't know why nothing major's happening though. Alright guys, I guess I'm gonna go. I thought it was gonna be something really bad because of the way the thumbnail looked. God bless y'all. Empire, God bless you. Y'all don't ever forget Jesus loves you, and that's wrong for him having that flag upside down. You're not supposed to do the flag upside down. Wasn't in the military, but I did take 2 years ROTC in high school, so We did do drills and ceremonies and learned about all that. What you're supposed to do with a flag when it's all frayed and supposed to have a ceremony. Burn it and bury it. All right, guys. And flying it upside down is like in wartime when you're in distress, you need help. That's not right for them to do that. It really is disgraceful to the flag. All right, guys. I love you. Don't ever forget, Jesus loves y'all. All of y'all. I love you. Bye.